What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, new video. So you see the title of this video is Magic Mountain Part 2. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's based off of the last video, but it's not about Magic Mountain itself. I just want to say, I really appreciate the feedback that I got from that Magic Mountain video. It surprised me. I've had that story forever. I mean, it happened in 1993, right? And to me, it wasn't a big deal. It was just something that happened. And I remember I told Gunner that story, and I said in the video, and he was like, "That's a great story. That's a good video. People will love it." And in my head, I was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And he would tell me, "Hey, did you put that video on? Did you put the video?" So I did it, right? I did it. And the response that you guys had to it, especially in the comment section, it was a trip to me. I think that's probably one of the best responded to videos that I've made in 5 years on YouTube. And I had to sit back and think about it. I was like, what was it? Because that's the kind of stuff as a content creator we want to keep doing. We want to give you what you guys like. And I realized that video, more than anything, it wasn't the story, it was the nostalgia factor. It was those of us that lived through that era. There was a lot of people that responded and said that they were there that day. And I think it was just, it's one of those things where we went through that era. We survived that era, and we look back at just how wild it was. Nowadays you have all this stuff that back then there was more shootings, there was more killings, there was more gang activity, there were more gangs, the gangs were bigger, they were more violent, but it wasn't all over the news. Now, there are still killers. Unfortunately, there's always going to be killers, right? There's still gangs, there's still barrios, there's still, activities going on. And you hear about it like 1,000 times more. It's not the same level of violence. It's not the same level of gang activity. So many of the old neighborhoods have been gentrified. And why is it that we hear about it so much more now? What is the agenda? Who knows? But I just want to say, like, when I was reading in the comment section, one person was honest, and he said, I remember, when, Hainas used to tell us, like, hey, let's go to Magic Mountain. And he said, you would get a little anxiety knowing, hey, people get smoked in that parking lot, It goes down in the locker rooms. It goes down anywhere in Magic Mountain back then, And someone else had mentioned how back then, it didn't matter if you gangbanged, if you lived in certain neighborhoods. And that was something that hit me, because I remember, in Santa Barbara, like, the two main barrios is just East Side, West Side, right? And to a lot of people, it didn't matter. If you lived on the West Side, even if you weren't banging West Side, you were considered from our neighborhood. And same thing with the East Side, and so that happened a lot of places. It was such a violent, era, but yet at the same time, we look back and there were good times. It was different. You didn't have, I feel like social media has created a lot of insecurity in men and women. Back then in the 80s and the 90s, you had your lady, and at most, you had a pager, but you were running around with your homeboys. Your lady was either at home or with her friends, and you didn't worry about it. You were doing your thing, and there was trust that doesn't exist anymore. Nowadays, people want each other's locations, and people are on social media, and the trust factor is gone. So what happens? People just start cheating. Like, she thinks I'm cheating on her anyways, or he thinks I'm cheating on him anyways. I mean, I know I'm just an old dinosaur, but if I had the power to take the internet away from everybody and social media away from everybody, even losing my channel, I would do it. Because I think it would bring back values. It would bring back a lot of self-confidence and a lot of people that have never had it. Because they were born in the era of social media and trying to compete with somebody on the screen, rather than realizing your own potential and your own greatness. You know, you know, it was funny because I went driving around today, and, you know, it wasn't in my hands. I had the phone in one of the holders, and, you know, I was on the phone with Gunner and some other people, and I clicked the button so they could see my neighborhood, and I told them, like, check this out. And you guys know I've done a video about it. It's so different now, and my neighborhood is not unlike a lot of other neighborhoods all over California that were once infested with gangs and drug dealers and drug addicts. And now you see a beautiful area or a nice area. You see people walking around that would have never walked around in those areas. It's a trip, man. But, you know, like I was saying, I'm very grateful for the fact that I was encouraged to make that video and take you guys down memory lane, because hopefully anybody who's struggling with some hard times right now, if you made it through that era, it reminded you, like, shit, things were a whole lot harder back then. Life's never easy, man. You know, back when I was living like an outlaw, living by my own rules, within my own society, so to say, there's very few happy times. There are some, but chingao, everything we did carried a long tail, right? And for those of you that don't know what I mean, you know, it was fast money, but long prison sentences came with it. So it didn't really balance out for us. You know, me having gone to the California Youth Authority at 15 and then paroling, getting out for 5 months, and then I was incarcerated from the age of 19 to 43. But that was that shoot 'em up era, man. That was that time that we were blessed to survive, and now we get to look back with nostalgia. And I don't know. I just wanted to make this video. You know, I wasn't feeling good today. Honestly, I wasn't feeling good. I was supposed to make 2 videos today, and I've been actually laying down all day. But I see, you know what? I really enjoyed that video. I got to figure out how to, maybe I need to tell more stories of people. My lady will always tell me, babe, that's a story. That's a good story. The Magic Mountain was attributed to Gunner, as far as saying, hey, that's a good one. And maybe I got to start listening to other people when I talk to people and they say, you know, you should put that out there. Because I apparently don't know, you know, like I said, to me, that was a day. That was just something that happened. You know, it was a wild time. It was a wild era. It was crazy. I still would like to know what happened to all the popcorn. Those of you that watched the video. But anyways, this video is long enough, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for always supporting the channel and all my videos. I really, really appreciate you. I forgot to tell you guys, we are over 36,000. We have over 36,000 subscribers. 40,000 is around the corner. Thank you guys for the support and all the love you guys show me. You know, we'll be live again tonight. So let's, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out.